Okay, here's a tutorial on how I put my pages onto my sketchbook. Okay, first thing I do is I use this glue and I put it all over the paper. Then what I'm gonna do is just put the paper there and place it. And boom, now my page is on the sketchbook and it's stuck there and it won't get out. So I hope this helped. This video is going to be about how I do blood with my watercolors, because I posted this drawing yesterday and everyone was like, how do you do blood? How do you do blood? And someone even asked me, do you use real blood? And I was like, So I'm gonna show how I do it now. Okay, so I made a little sketch of a character, and now what we're gonna do is basically what I do is these are my watercolors and I use these ones too. And basically, I just mix this all over and I add brown. And it makes this. And look, I'm going to show you what it looks like when I put water. Okay, so when I put water, this is kind of what it looks like. So it looks like blood. So what we're going to do is we're going to start adding the blood. And I always start with the nosebleeds, like this kind of. Then I make it drip and then like this. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to wait until it dries, and I'm going to add another layer of blood over it, but more brown, so that it gives the kind of more, because blood is brown when it dries, so it gives that kind of effect. At the same time, I'm going to show you how I do blood splatters. I just use a big brush like this, and I put like paper where I don't want the blood to be, like here. And I use like my fingers, and I splash. So, like this. Then you see it adds like a splatter. Okay. Okay, so now that it's like this, I need to make it like even and add like blood everywhere. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna wait first until this dries. So now that it's dry, I just add more blood over. Like this kind of. And I add more here, and then I make it like drip more. Like this. I just add splatters everywhere, and I can use this brush to splatter. It's kind of hard because I'm holding the phone, but look, it does like it does the blood effect. What I also do is that I like kind of do like this, then it gives more like the blood really went everywhere. I'm making this very bloody because I want to show like everything how I do it, but you don't have to make your drawings that bloody. So now I'm just adding more blood here. Like this. I'm gonna add here, like dripping from the head. And that's kind of how I do it. I'm gonna wait until this dries and I'm gonna see what I can add. And then I'll show the result. Okay, now that it's dry, I'm gonna add again another layer of like brown blood over. And then I'll show you the ending results. And here it is. Look, when I zoom in, you can see everything. And I really like that. So I hope everyone understood, and yeah, have a good day. Okay, so today I'm gonna show you guys how I make my drawings better using ohuhu markers. You can get these ohuhu markers on Amazon. You can just search ohuhu markers and it should show you. Okay, so first, make a drawing. First thing I do is make the eyes pop, so I'm gonna show you how I do that. So basically what you do is you go here around the eyes and you just color it darker with a darker shade. When you've done this, all you have to do now is add the pupil. And boom, your eyes already look better. Now it's time for the hair. So for the hair, I just make more shadows. And it's pretty easy. You just go over it and you make like some kinds of shadows. I also put shadows around the white parts of the hair, but that's up to you. I also did the clothes off camera, so now let's do the face. Okay, for the face, I just go here and I make these parts darker. I also go to the nose and I make this part darker. Also under here, I make these parts darker and I add some shadows here. Oops, I forgot the ears. I'm just gonna finish everything with my white gel pen. Here you go. This is the final results. I hope this helped. And thanks to Ohuhu for sending me some of their markers. How I do line art. This is going to be a tutorial on how I do my famous line art. So you start with your sketch and then you do a little sketchy line art, like very thin. Then use a bigger pen. I use Unipin fine line. They're really good and they're good for watercolors. And then what I do is just I go over the line art and I just make it bigger and I add details. It's like I just go with the flow, you know. I don't really have a way to do it. I just go over the lines and make them thicker. And also when I do watercolor, I do the line art again. So look, now it's like really cute and really thick. So this is just what I do. I take the line, I make it bigger, then I add stupid details around just to make it like pop, I guess. So that's kind of it. And also I always do like the corners a bit thicker, and around the character I make the lines thicker. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Here's how to make your sketchbook go from this skinny, not chunky sketchbook to this big and chunky sketchbook that everyone will want to have. The sketchbook you're gonna need is a sketchbook that doesn't hold watercolors well. So for me, it's a hardbound canson sketchbook. First step is gonna be to buy watercolor paper. This is what you need for it to be chunky. You're not gonna really use the original paper to draw. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use the watercolor paper to draw, and we're just gonna stick it on the paper. This will make the sketchbook chunky. So now every page of your sketchbook has like layers. You can also add drawings on top of drawings, any accessories you have at home to add on it. Everything that you add on this sketchbook will make it chunky. Like your pages will have layers and layers, and this is also going to help with the chunkiness. Just add anything you want. It's going to be beautiful and it's going to be chunky. It's going to be amazing. I mean, who doesn't want their sketchbook like this? Look how beautiful and chunky. But you do have to be careful, because if you go too crazy, this is what will happen. It will be broken, just like this one. Okay, so everyone's been asking, how do you do your pages? How do you decorate? How do you add things? I'm gonna show it all today with this page. I already put a sticker, but it doesn't really matter. So we have the page, and what you have to do is, I wrote little like steps or something. Like, choose the characters, or character. It can be one character. Find color theme. Like, try to find, if you're gonna draw like two characters, try to find characters that have kind of the same colors. Draw obviously, and then after you decorate. So you start by choosing the characters. Personally, I choose the best thing ever, which is Hatsune Miku and Rick Sanchez. I think their colors fit. I think it's gonna be beautiful. So let's get right onto the sketch. Okay, so to put the characters, I need to think about the placement. So, because I don't want it to be messy. Like, sometimes my pages, they make no sense, like the placement and everything. So, I want them to be like this page. It kind of all matches. Or this one. It's not that bad, but whatever. So, I think what I'm going to do is, since I want everything to be covered here, I'm probably going to put, I don't know, something. Here, I think is going to be Rick. And here, like, Hatsune Miku. Like, I think I'm going to do shoulders. And here, I might do, like, a little chibi or something. So, I think this is what I'm going to do. When you're doing it, it doesn't really matter where you put them, to be honest. It's just, I don't know. Just try to cover the page with the characters. So, let's draw the characters. Okay, so I have my sketch. I did little Hatsune Miku. She takes all of the space, so I don't have much decoration, but I'll still show how to do some. And I have a little drawing here of Rick. And what the idea I have is, I'm going to put like a speech bubble somewhere. And it's going to say, oh, stop singing, bitch. Something like that. So, I'm going to do the line art and do the coloring, everything. And then we're going to do the decoration. now that I drew Hatsune Miku, I have it finished and I have Rick here. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put him like here, like this. And then when I finish, I'm gonna show how to like decorate these empty things. Okay, now that they're together, what I'm gonna do, I think, is I need to make something that matches, because like here, Mub, I did little lines here, I did a little eek, like he's scared or whatever. So I think here, I'm gonna add like some music things, like the single, and I'm gonna add a speech bubble, and okay, so let's do that. So here's what I did with the decorating. I added some music notes. I added green here because here there was green alone. So I had to make it all. And I gave her some little like sticker thingy. And I think it looks really good. So I hope this helped. And
How to make your sketchbook chunky. First, you need to get a hardbound sketchbook with lots of pages. You also need to get watercolor paper. I draw most of my drawings on a watercolor page, then I stick it to the sketchbook paper. This makes the sketchbook chunky. Sticking stuff like Polaroids or sticky notes will also help. I hope this helped.